The third way Moat makes you a better investor is by incentivizing you to hold on to companies for a long time. We've talked about how Moat encourages you to not only invest in companies that can generate substantial owners' earnings, but also invest in them when they're cheap. Once you find wonderful companies with wide moats and buy them with a margin of safety, all you gotta do is sit tight and let your money compound. Unfortunately, this is often the hardest part of investing. Humans aren't very good at waiting to get results, and then add to this the noise we hear every day about the stock market, and then think about how most trading apps and brokerages are designed for us to trade all the time. It's no surprise that retail investors on average only hold on to a stock for 5 months. It seems like the world really does not want us to invest for the long run and compound our wealth, even though it is the single most effective way to build wealth. So what can we do about it? Well, Moat is designed for you to stay invested for as long as possible, regardless of what's happening in the market, and ensure that you're compounding your money. When the companies you own make money, they reinvest some of that money to make even more money in the future. And as time passes, the money your companies make exponentially increases. As you can see here, it took almost 5 years to make my initial investment of $1,000 back the first time, which all things considered is still really good. But because Apple has done such a good job in reinvesting its money and growing its owners' earnings, I now make that same $1,000 back in just a year. And as long as Apple continues to maintain its moats and grow its owners' earnings, I'll be able to make that same money back in a single quarter one day. This is what compounding looks like, and it's what allows us to grow our money exponentially. So how does Moat ensure that you hold on to your stocks and compound your money? Well, instead of enticing you to trade stocks all the time, Moat rewards you for holding on to stocks. Each day you own a stock, you are entitled to a greater percentage of its quarterly earnings. So for example, I'm going to invest in Apple on 2 different days in the same quarter. Once at the start of the quarter and then halfway through that quarter. In this quarter, Apple's owner's earnings per share was $1.55. And when I invest in Apple at the start of the quarter, I'm invested for the entire quarter, and therefore I'm entitled to 100% of the owner's earnings per share. However, when I invest in Apple halfway through the quarter, since I only held on to the stock for half the quarter, I'm only entitled to half of the owner's earnings per share. When the next quarter starts, however, whatever shares I own at the start of the quarter will carry over, and I'll receive the earnings announced in that quarter and any subsequent quarter. If I decide to sell my shares halfway through that quarter, I'll still get 50% of the owner's earnings since I own the company and its profits for half the number of days. On Moat, being invested counts for something. To be successful and maximize your owner's earnings, you have to be invested every day. In doing so, Moat ensures that you can compound your wealth. Every aspect of Moat has been designed to encourage you to be a successful value investor. While nothing can ever guarantee that you'll make money from investing, if you're going to invest, you might as well do it the right way.